So what are we going to do with this pledge, and how are we going to make people abide by it? Because even if it's a progressive presidential candidate and they win office and they go, hey, congratulations to me and all of you guys who supported me, now I'm not going to do it. No, we're not going to abide by that, okay? We are going to make them do it. So how? Okay, first step is super simple, and let me get to that. So we're first need to give, by the way, let me just, I hearken back to Obama for a second, because he said, well, when I get into office, just make me do it. Okay, I thought, si se puede. Yes, we can do that. But unfortunately, the reality is that we didn't. So we sat back down, congratulated ourselves for getting Obama elected, and we didn't make him do it. And so he didn't. We got warmed over Romney Care. Yeah, it was better than the current system, but it was only marginally better. We didn't get single payer. We didn't get any of the things that we were hoping for. We didn't get the real change that we were looking for. So this time around, we're not going to fall for that. And I'm sounding the siren for you guys right now. This election, 2020, is the mother lode. We have to make sure that we get these guys to do it. And nothing convinces politicians like power, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I want you to go to tyt.com/pledge. And so the very first thing you got to do is just sign it. It takes about 5 seconds. The more people that sign it, the more power that it has. So if 1,000 people sign it, great. If 10,000 sign it, better. 100,000, wait a minute. That's 100,000 voters who just said, I will not vote for you if you don't believe in these principles, because I believe in these principles. This is what I stand for. My God, if you get that pledge up to 1 million people, that's going to get everybody's attention. Do you want 1 million votes or don't you want 1 million votes? So the first step is the easiest one in the world. You can do it now. You just go to tyt.com/pledge. Takes 5 seconds. Second step, also simple. There's share buttons at the bottom. Share it with your family. Share it with your friends. Get as many people to sign it as possible, because the more people sign it, the more that it has power, and the stronger that it gets. But now comes the interesting part. So we talked about how this is the army for the revolution. I want to activate you guys. And if you show up, I swear to God, we're going to change this system. But if we don't show up, the system's never going to change on its own. So what we're going to ask you to do is to actually go and ask the presidential candidates, they're first, but we got others coming up next, to sign the pledge. Now, is everybody going to sign the pledge? Do we even want everybody to sign the pledge? No, that's okay. I mean, in an ideal world, they would all sign it, but Klobuchar is going to look under her chair and find out that there's nothing. I would be shocked if she signed it. John Hickenlooper says that if you believe in Medicare for all, you're like Joseph Stalin. So he's not going to sign it. So that's okay. That's okay. And what we're going to do, this is an army of democracy and of truth. We're the good guys. This is not a Trump rally. We never do anything that is physical. We don't believe in any of that. If you do anything that is, like when Trump says, oh, knock him out or et cetera, and I'll pay your bills. No, we're the exact opposite. You do anything physical and we'll kick you out of the group, and we don't want anything to do with you. But we must match their corporate power with people power. So if only one person goes, you can still make an enormous amount of difference. In fact, I have a perfect example for you guys. There's a guy named John Beale. He was actually working for Rosa Calderon's campaign. She was a Justice Democrat. Now, she didn't win, so the press is like, ha, it's another Justice Democrat that didn't win, and leaves it at that. But no, John, you might not have heard of him, but he went to a Kamala Harris town hall and asked her about corporate PAC money. Do you take corporate PAC money, and are you going to stop? And she gave a snickering, snide answer and basically said, no, I'm going to keep on taking it. But you know what happened? Since that was on tape, people started talking about it, and she realized, oh, that's not playing well. And just a couple of weeks later, she went on a radio show and said, oh, this guy asked me in a town hall, and you know what? I switched my position. I'm not taking corporate PAC money. So, look, those are the quiet heroes of the revolution, and that could be you guys. So, but imagine if instead of just one John Beale, 5 of you showed up, and you're wearing the same shirt or in a way that's identifiable. They're going to notice. Now imagine for a second, wherever there's a presidential debate, town hall, diner, any event, 50 of you show up. You know what that's going to do? That's going to rock their world. And you're going to say, hey, I got 50 people here. They're asking the simplest question in the world. Are you going to sign the pledge, or are you not going to sign the pledge? Look, we're not even asking you to sign the pledge. All we're asking is for an answer, because I want to know. My vote's on the line. These are the policies that I want. The media keeps telling me that you're on my team, so I'd like to know. It's the fairest request in the world. So, guys, I'm telling you, if it's just the people in this room, let alone the people watching, let alone the people that'll watch it later, if you all show up to these events, and we're going to show you how. You don't need to know how. Allison Hartz is in charge of the TYT Army. She's going to show you the way. So when you show up, you are going to get those results. But I got to tell you, you cannot do a revolution from your couch. So if you don't show up, they'll never be put to a decision. And the media will continue to say that Joe Biden and all the rest of the establishment candidates are progressives. They will continue to mislead the American people. They will continue to do those negative attacks. And that is not a good trajectory for this race right now. But you, literally you, can change the trajectory of this race and of this country by doing this very simple thing of simply going and asking them, are you on our side or are you not? If the media won't do its job in clarifying those positions, we will. So when you go to after you go to the pledge, the next page that pops up is going to ask you if you want to volunteer. You don't have to. You can just sign the pledge. Look, we only want you to do as much as you're comfortable with. I'd love for you to do more, but everybody's got a different life, and we understand. If you can do more, fantastic. So it's going to ask you, hey, do you want to just participate? Don't feel bad about that at all. Great, participate. That'll make all the difference. If you want to organize, you want to film the events, you want to do the different roles, fantastic. Sign up for that, and then we'll get right back to you, and we'll show you the way, and we'll show you how to do it, and we'll take the power back. Look, I remember, if any of you saw the movie Mad as Hell About Us that Andrew Napier did, and it was a really interesting documentary, and I learned a lot about myself there. And I remember this one scene, and my dad and I are talking about corruption and money in politics. This is a long time ago, back in 2011. And he says, yeah, but Cenk, who is going to fix that? And I raised my hand, and I said, me. Now, and after Trump won on that night, when we were talking about how terrible the Democratic Party has become, how they've lost 1,000 seats all across the country, and how they just lost to a monster buffoon like Donald Trump. And I remember one of the other hosts asked, who's going to fix that? And I immediately raised my hand and said, me. I'm going to fix it. Now, why? Why? Do I have an ego like Donald Trump? I alone can fix it? Hell no, okay? Do I think I'm uniquely qualified? No. No, I raised my hand because I wanted to set an example. When anyone asks you who's going to fix that, you raise your hand, okay? In fact, let's do it right now. I'm going to ask you who's going to fix it. You're going to say me. Ready? Who's going to fix it? Me. Who's going to fix it? Me. Who's going to fix it? Me. Damn right.